So good afternoon everyone. I welcome you all for the press meet of Amanta Healthcare Limited today. We are here with one more exciting company for which IPO is coming very soon. Beeline Capital is the sole lead manager of this IPO. The IPO will open on 1st September for the public and 3rd September it will close. The anchor date is 29th August. The IPO price band has already been announced today, which is from 120 rupees to 126 rupees per share. It will be in the multiples of the lot size, which is 119 shares. So QIP will be maximum 15%. NII is minimum 15% and retail is minimum 35%. The reservations has been for all these three categories. So the company will be listing on NSE and BSE main board platforms. So we will have further round of discussions after Q&A. So maybe I would open the floor for question and answers. So request if anyone has any questions, you can have the mics around. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, team Amanta. Thanks for your insightful presentations. So COVID time actually was very good for pharmaceutical manufacturing in general, but somehow we were exceptionally and adversely impacted. The reason being that ours is a voluminous product. In pharmaceuticals, for example, tablets if they will make the tablets, put in the big canister, and the packaging is done offline. In our case, the bottles are made within a few minutes or hours, we have to label it. Unlabeled bottle is very difficult and it's a voluminous product. If we run the plant for 3 days and if we don't label, the whole packing section and the quality area will get filled with bottles without label, and contents you can't distinguish visually. So every bottle that is made has to be labeled and then only next batch is made. So we have to follow very strict guidelines on that. During COVID time, workers were not coming only. And in both the years, we had to shut down the plant for 60 days. So it impacted us adversely. But I mean, it doesn't happen it happens once in a century. So that is the history now. We all have lived that and witnessed that event. But thereafter, once it was normalized, then we could again get to normal operation. Post-COVID, the usage pattern has changed a lot. There are two things that have changed. One is that more and more doctors started using IV fluid as a vehicle for medication. Earlier, if you remember, like 30-40 years back, IV fluid was given only when there is serious critical condition, otherwise not they will change. Now even vitamins are supposed to be administered through IV solution. So IV fluid is a very good vehicle. Typically in US or Europe, if a person is hospitalized, he will be administered 4 to 6 bottles at a time. In India, that was not the case. But post-COVID, I think that has come into practice because there are obvious advantages. The other thing is government guideline. Government doesn't like or support the concept of administering two medications together. Like you will see combination drugs, one tablet having two actives, that government restricts now. Similarly, if like a person has to be given vitamin C, then if it's a 500 ml solution, they will give vitamin C. Then 100 ml again they will give another medication likewise. So the usage pattern has changed. So I hope I have answered your question in a limited way.
Hello, my question is how extensive is Amanta Healthcare global presence and what are its strategy for expansion in different markets?
So our global footprint, it varies from therapy to therapy. For instance, Steripod that we saw or we are seeing here, it's an innovation that we were the first one to bring it to India, and it is India-centric. Having said that, we still export to markets like Kenya, but our main target audience will remain India. Talking about globally, respiratory care, for example, they are more focused in markets like Philippines and Vietnam and Thailand. Formulation injectables are more towards Africa and Southeast Asia. You must have seen eye irrigation product. Because irrigation, it's not nothing to do with irrigation, but it's eye and wound irrigation. It's used in phaco surgeries. That is primarily sold in UK, Ireland, and Spain at the moment, and we will expand that in Europe and markets like Australia, New Zealand. So I will rephrase my answer to an extent. Whatever product portfolio we have developed and whatever geographic areas we are addressing, in the same geographies we would be able to add more therapeutic offerings. So primarily without geographic expansion also we can easily introduce new products, mainly in injectables and respiratory care products. Hope I answered your question.
Earlier the company was known as Mark Biosciences, so why there was a change in name to Amanta Healthcare?
So we all grew up in Anglophile environment, or we are probably product of that generation. So there was a tendency to give Anglo-Saxonic names earlier. So we also probably gave that name. When we started this company at that time, I didn't envisage that company would grow to this level and we will have registration in numerous countries. I don't think at the age of 26, at least I didn't have any vision. So, but then gradually company grew, we started registering products in numerous countries. Then a situation came that sometimes e-Merck conference invoice will come to us. Our company will get confused with Markson. Likewise, there are 6 companies with similar sounding names. In 2013-14, we were introducing Steriport. So, there's a container you see here. I will show you, I have sample also. So, Steriport was innovative product. There were really strong product attributes. So we thought that this needs to be promoted. The concept has to be sold. It can't be left to distribution channel. So our total field strength at that time was around 20 people. We added 200. At that time we thought that we have this challenge of ambiguity about the corporate brand. We are spending so much money on Steriport brand. So why not to use this opportunity to rebrand the company also? So because I think this is the first instance where the corporate brand was changed by piggybacking on the baby brand. Incidentally, this appeared as a case study in one career management school. My friend's son was studying there and he sent me the case study that here is a company which rebranded based on their initiatives or efforts they were putting on the baby brand. So to remove the ambiguity, we changed from Mark to Amanta, otherwise nothing else has changed.
Thank you.
Mr. Patel,
Yeah.
in FY25, how come your operating activities cash flow is lower than the previous years when you have got no finished inventory left? So have you brought down your prices?
No, I think the NRV has not come down.
Then
I will ask Secretary to address this question.
So there is a marginally lower sales compared to FY24 to 25
lower sale in volume or per unit?
per unit. I'm talking about.
That's what I said, na? The
No,
low
not per unit. Total value 280 to 270. That's what you are referring to, right?
I am referring FY24 to FY25.
Correct.
Your cash flow operating activities is 4662 as compared to FY24 5806. And you have got no finished goods inventory. That means all stock has been liquidated.
This is because of the inventory of the last 15-20 days. That has had some impact on the operating activity because the inventory was higher compared to last year. That's the reason.
So inventory is over, so the money will come in, na?
But to that extent, that year's from EBITDA, to that extent, money blocks into the current assets. To that extent, that is the reason.
So the operating activity cash flow normally is referred to day-to-day operations related, right? So last year if you see the inventory levels were 59 crores and the next year inventory level increased to 73 crores approximately. So suddenly 14 crores rise in inventory, that money is blocked within that. That is why the cash flow operation is reduced. It's a day-to-day business activity.
Inventory is not reduced, it's increased actually.
Inventory increase. That's what I'm saying. That was give an impact on the reduction in operating cash flow, because that much cash is blocked in inventory additionally. That is why the operating cash flow is reduced. Otherwise, other things are normal.
How is the company leveraging on R&D and technology? To stay ahead of its competitors and differentiate its product portfolio.
So our mainstay is integrating the product development, the molecular chemistry of the product, and fusing with the engineering, which is a process part. Process is very tricky. Here the container is manufactured in situ. At that time the temperature will be 100 degree plus, and then you are filling the solution. So most of the products are very susceptible to thermal shock. So product development in lab is lot easier than the tech transfer that we do to the manufacturing level. So that restricts our offering to an extent. But in spite of that, there are quite a few products that we have done. For example, paracetamol infusion in plastic container. We were the first ones to develop it and launch it in India. And it was licensed out to Pfizer, and they marketed for more than 5 years. We just sold the product to Abbott. Similarly, Pfizer wanted a product called Pedialyte. It was packed in glass bottles with a rubber stopper, with aluminum seal, and then a plastic dropper. So 5 kind of materials were coming in contact with the solution. We developed a tooling for them and gave a container with a peel-off kind of solution. And again, that was the kind of performing very well. So likewise, we are very strong in that part, process and tech transfer to the manufacturing level. We don't have very elaborate R&D at the moment. The reason being that there are very few products which are stable in plastic. But if something is stable in plastic, then that's the best way to go about it in terms of cost efficacy and product quality assurance. So our offerings, they remain confined to ophthalmics, respiratory care, and some injections in 100 ml. We were not putting much weight in product development till last year because there was no capacity addition. In last 7-8 years, whatever capacity addition we have seen is in steady port space. Now with this process, we are going to add capacity SVT also. So that will increase our capacity in both small volume injections and respiratory care product. So now we have already preempted that by developing respules for nebulizers and ophthalmic solutions. So that's what we call typically in pharma lingo product pipeline. So right now we are working on 20 products which are being developed, and they will be commercialized once SVT is commissioned.
Any plans to expand your contract manufacturing segment as a growth strategy?
So contract manufacturing, we don't do plain vanilla contract manufacturing. Meaning a customer gives formulation, process know-how, material, and we just convert and give it back to them. This is something which we don't do anymore. Either we develop a product and license out. If it's their formulation, then we develop the tooling for them. Sometimes our role is very restricted to stability study. So every product partnering relationship we have some role, significant role to play, which gives us traction. So it used to be 30-40% of revenue earlier, now it is 15%, because other businesses have grown faster than that. Post SVP expansion, our product partnering, as we call it, not contract manufacturing, that will also grow. So that's very dear to us, and it will see activities for sure.
And given the geopolitical conditions and imposition of tariffs, so any risks and challenges faced by the company, and how do you mitigate it?
So we are not exposed to US market at all. So we are not impacted at this moment or even in near future. We have PIC approval. So PICS is a European initiative, and we always have been having PIC approval for last 12 years. Our focus will remain on PIC geographies which are far better, far more predictable than US market. So, and generally speaking, even those companies who are exporting to US, at the moment they're exempted from, pharma sector is exempted, but tomorrow even if something happens, I don't think any manufacturer will budge and pay someone else's taxes and take a hit in India.
Okay.
That's my broad view.
Any exports to Russia, Ukraine?
Russia, Ukraine we don't do. Russia we do some ophthalmics but not directly through our channel partners who have registration there. So we have very clear understanding about what to do and what not to do. We are averse to do any customer facing activity in a market where our presence is thin and channel partners are complex. So we don't do that. We always rely on product partnering and out licensing.
Thank you. We wish you success.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Bhavishbhai Patel, for your IPO. I have noticed